The global fighter jet market is undergoing a major shift as the French Rafale fighter jet gains unprecedented international traction, while some European nations that once eyed the US-made F-35 are now backing away. India stands at the center of this transformation, driving Rafale's expanding global presence through strategic defense partnerships and indigenous production initiatives. The Rafale, a multi-role combat aircraft, was initially a challenging export project for France, with unsuccessful deals throughout the 2000s despite the Mirage series' earlier international success. Its appeal comes from advanced technology, versatile capabilities for both Air Force and naval operations, and the fact that France controls all its critical parts and systems. This independence reduces the geopolitical complications inherent in multi-nation supply chains, making Rafale attractive to buyers looking for operational autonomy and flexibility. Several recent buyers, Egypt, Qatar, Greece, Indonesia, Serbia, and now Ukraine, opted for Rafale as their premier modern fighter, citing the need to counter obsolescence of older fleets, bypass restricted Russian supplies after the invasion of Ukraine, and participate in regional arms races. European nations rethinking the F-35. A string of cancellations and project reviews has struck the F-35 program in Europe and Canada. Notably, Spain, Switzerland, and Portugal recently canceled their F-35 orders, with both countries expressing discomfort over U.S. political demands regarding NATO spending and growing wariness about U.S. control over allied military systems. The decision was compounded by wider European sentiment favoring strategic autonomy, less dependence on American defense, and strong domestic pressures to support European industry. Spain will instead expand its Eurofighter Typhoon fleet and invest in the Future Combat Air System, FCAS, a multi-nation sixth-generation European jet initiative. Switzerland is increasingly exploring deeper industrial cooperation with the EU, while Canada has significantly slowed its F-35 procurements in the face of cost overruns, domestic criticism, and policy uncertainty in Washington. Why is India the key reason behind Rafale's global rise? Well, India played a pivotal role in catapulting the Rafale from domestic obscurity to a global export star. The 2016 government-to-government deal for 36 Rafales, valued at €7.8 billion, ended a decade of failed export bids and validated the jet's capabilities at a time when competitors like the Eurofighter and F-35 totally dominated. This make-or-break sale did a few crucial things. First, it boosted credibility. It demonstrated the Rafale's real-world edge in high-threat environments, paving the way for subsequent deals in Egypt, Qatar, Greece, Croatia, Indonesia, and the UAE. Second, it provided combat validation. India's Rafale saw their first combat use in May 2025 during Operation Sindoor, conducting standoff strikes against terrorist sites in Pakistan, proving its precision and survivability. Despite a controversial incident where one was reportedly downed, something India disputes, the operation showcased indigenous integration and high-tech weapons handling. And third, there's ongoing momentum. In 2025, India is advancing a massive follow-on order for 114 Rafales under its multi-role fighter aircraft program via government-to-government procurement, which could potentially be the largest export deal ever for Dassault. This not only sustains production lines but also positions India as a regional showcase, influencing neighbors like the UAE and Indonesia. Without India's bold purchase, the Rafale might have just remained a niche European asset. Instead, it became a symbol of post-US alternatives, with over 300 units now in global pipelines. Geopolitical and economic ripple effects are, honestly, pretty significant here. India's growing defense autonomy has sent ripples throughout the aerospace industry. By anchoring a major production line, India is making Rafale more cost-competitive and available for other buyers, multiplying sales opportunities throughout Asia and beyond. The ability to tailor variants, increase delivery speed, and upgrade locally is making the Rafale program resilient to global supply chain shocks and policy changes, a lesson not lost on countries frustrated by the strings attached to U.S. defense systems like the F-35. Western defense giants have started to see India not just as an arms market but as an indispensable manufacturing and R&D partner. This is a major shift from traditional export models that were dominated by tight-end user controls and political leverage. So, looking at the future of European defense, European nations are now prioritizing industrial and strategic autonomy, both in response to U.S. policy swings and the lessons learned from wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. The FCAS project, which is a joint Franco-German-Spanish initiative, aims to deliver a sixth-generation fighter by 2040. This project, along with deepening Eurofighter Typhoon fleets, is meant to reduce reliance on platforms like the F-35, especially as political and industrial frictions are mounting. Rafale's spread is partly because European governments can see, through India's experience, what robust domestic production and operational independence actually look like. Rafale's export-friendly model, combined with France's willingness to share technology and allow local upgrades, is seen as a template for future European projects. Thank you for watching. If you found the video insightful, hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.